Today I'm going to demonstrate how to update a chandelier. What's going on? Welcome to today's video. My name is Colton and today I'm going to be demonstrating one way to update a chandelier. Decided to use a spray paint approach rather than a paintbrush approach. One, this was the easiest way to do it. Two, it had a bunch of little curves and tight little spaces, so I didn't want to take a brush and try to paint the whole thing. And with a spray can, if you take short little bursts, it actually reduces the amount of drippage. Is that a word? Drippage? I think it's a word. And it can also get in those tight little spaces. Now the tools I used for this project were a ladder, my hands, some painter's tape, and the spray paint. Now the time that it took me to take down the chandelier and then also put it back up, so that excludes painting and drying time, was probably about an hour to an hour and a half. Now with painting, and you also want to make sure the paint dries so you're not handling something tacky and you're leaving your thumbprints and stuff on it, probably plan for a good 3 to 6 hour drying time, depending on the type of spray paint that you use. Now let's get started. Go to the chandelier that you want to update. Set up a ladder, climb to the top, and follow the chain or the cord to the ceiling. Now typically every chandelier will have a cap or a cover, and here's a really simple breakdown of a chandelier. So first you have a main piece of the chandelier. So this is the actual light fixture that you see that's held up by a cord or a chain. It's usually attached to a bolt. And then you have your electrical wires that usually weave through the cord, in the cord, or through the chain. And then you have a nut that's tightening it all together. Then you have a cap to cover it all up. Now go to your light fixture and turn it on. The reason for turning it on, so when you go to the breaker and cut the power, and you go back to the chandelier and the power's off, you have that much more confidence, but there's no power. Test it just to be safe, turn on the switch, and maybe even use a voltage tester. Go back up to the ladder to the top, loosen the bolt, and remove the cap. Now you'll see some wires, your ground, your hot, and your neutral. Remove any caps and disconnect the wires. Now here's what you're going to want to do. Essentially you're going to twist this bolt out of the bracket to remove the chandelier. This is the only thing that's holding your chandelier up. Sometimes the bolt can actually be separated from the chandelier itself, and while you're twisting the bolt you may be twisting the chandelier, so make sure that if you do twist things up that you also untwist it. And make sure as you untwist it that you're holding the chandelier or there's someone else supporting it so it doesn't come crashing down. You should now have the chandelier completely free of the ceiling and you just have exposed wires. Set the chandelier off to the side, remove any light bulbs, washers or nuts that are securing the light cover, remove the light cover, and take off the chandelier cover that's hiding the wires. And also remove the main chandelier nut, grab some painter's tape, and cover the wires and the light bulb sockets. You don't want to paint these. Grab a wet paper towel or a very light cleaning solution, wipe down the chandelier to get ready for painting. Grab your spray paint and you're going to go in short little bursts because this will actually reduce the amount of drippage that you'll see on the chandelier. I would suggest using a primer paint combo, given this is a chandelier and it's not going to have a lot of use or traffic or people touching it. Once you're done and finished with it and it looks good and you're satisfied, you just call it good. Also make sure that you take every angle that you can while spray painting it, and you even take the chandelier and tip it upside down because that's the angle you're actually going to see when people walk into the house. Once you're happy with it, let it dry and take off the painter's tape from the light sockets and the wires that you covered. Now with those wires, make them look like they're one wire. So if you have 3 separate wires or 2 separate wires, ground or whatever it is, twist them all together and take that twisted bunch and you're going to essentially wrap it around the chain. I go through every third link. This will create the appearance that the chain and the wires are all one solid piece. Now at the top of your chandelier, you have that bolt that holds all the weight. This bolt is typically hollow, allowing you to take the wires that you just wrapped around the chain, shove them through the bolt, creating a clean look and hiding the wires, especially when you put the cap back on and tighten it all up. Hold the chandelier up, take the wires, thread them through the hole, take your bolt and tighten it down to the bracket that's attached to the electrical box. Then take your chandelier piece and tighten it to the bolt. While doing all of this, you're supporting the weight of the chandelier, and once the bolt and chandelier part to the bolt is all secure, you can then let go, take the wires and connect them all together. Black to black, white to white, ground to ground. And if your chandelier doesn't have a designated white or black wire, just take one of the wires and connect it to the white, and take the other one and connect it to the black. Cap off your wires, shove them back in the box, put on the chandelier cover, take the nut and tighten it on. Reinstall your light bulbs and any light covers that you want. Go to the breaker, restore power, and test out your light switch. And now you're done. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you liked what you just watched, consider subscribing and also hit that like button down below. And also if you want to see other how-to videos that I've completed in the past, go ahead and click this link right up here. If you want links to the products that I use in this video, you can also find those down below in the description. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. If you want to Tools that I use for this project are just my hands.